How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, the time has finally arrived. We are now at the end of Sora's journey in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. It's been a long time coming, even though we're technically only halfway done with the game since we have another character to play later on. But still, it's a momentous occasion. I am so happy to start really wrapping this game up because I have a lot of other games that I want to play for you guys now that I've been messing around with all this stuff. And, yeah. And we still got a lot of stuff to do. I mean, again, we're only halfway done with the game, really, because we're going to be playing Riku's story. So now we've come to the point where we are now on the second phase of the Marluxia fight. Now, as you can see right in this cutscene, Marluxia has now summoned a nobody, Heartless, that is technically the next thing that we have to fight. Now, what you want to do for this boss fight is a little bit tricky because he moves around a lot. He doesn't teleport, but he moves around a lot. You want to take care of the two sites, and then you can go and get at him. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I have to look at the gameplay just to see if I'm right. But still, I'm still struggling. Yeah, you do. And like I said, this guy takes a lot of health, and he moves around a lot. He's very tricky, but the good thing about this particular fight is that he doesn't use any slates. He just uses one card. But then again, those cards can be really damaging, so you really have to be careful. It's still a really impressive looking nobody. I have to give it that. It's really cool looking. So then there's one blade destroyed, so now we have to take care of the second one. And he moves around so much, it's just really hard to get a good hit on him. And I will say this too, after we've concluded Sora's journey and we get to the credits, I will kind of take some time and reflect back on with Sora's playthrough in general, kind of like let you guys know if like some of my opinions have changed from the game from playing it this time and something like that. But for right now, let's continue on watching me epically fail this boss fight. Oh my god, this is so bad. Yeah, I tried Trinity and then he dodged out. I don't even think that did anything. I think, let me see. Oh yeah, and I noticed in the last stream, I kind of I had my face right on top of where the enemy's health is. So I do apologize for that, but I thought it was like the best thing so you guys can see what kind of cards I'm using. But I didn't want to have it to like the bottom right because then it might interfere with some of the cutscenes, and I want you guys to see those. But I want you guys to see my cards too. But then again, I think for Riku's too, I may do the same thing because Riku doesn't have any other special cards. So I may end up putting my face at the bottom right. I think that's how I may do it. And I may do it for this one too, so you guys can actually see like the health. I do apologize for that first bit. Jesus. So I tried Raging Storm for the first time in these two boss fights. I mean, I think it does better with the group of Heartless, but as like a boss enemy, not really so much. Doesn't really do so good at all. Well, it did good at that fight. But still, I think like honestly the best strategy for, I mean probably for this fight, do exactly what I do. Raging Storm can definitely help, but it definitely takes a little while to take him down. It can get a little crazy. But yeah, that is a really impressive looking nobody. I do like that design. And then I epically just keep on using Strike Ray, and I'm just constantly missing while I hit that time. Oh! And Donald with the boss finish. Well, that was phase 2. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on the final phase, the final boss fight, phase 3 of Marluxia for Sora's story. And this one is the most trickiest because Marluxia will stay in place. He will not move, but his drawing of cards is very, very fast. And you'll see here, I try to use the Jafar card to try and, like, take him down, but he constantly breaks everything I do. And he does have a lot of health, so there's that. But one thing I can say, probably the best thing just to do for this boss fight is just start spamming cards like you normally would in the original games. Like, unless you can really go for the slates, go for it, but he's just so fast on those draws. And this is actually an exclusive remastered boss fight because in the original game for the Game Boy Advance, you only face up to the second phase of Marluxia. You never did this. This is entirely new for the PlayStation 2, 3, and 4 HD remastered of this game. And as you can see right there, he just did a move where if a beam of light hits me, I lose all my cards and I have to go pick them up, which is a major pain in the butt. And he's just so fast that my attack bracer ability that I got from Jafar isn't really doing anything. And he's just so quick, and he's got a lot of health too. Still an impressive boss fight nonetheless. Like that is a sight to be seen, and it's really cool looking. Whirlwind of the Void, that's the one. Now all my cards are scattered, and I have to go and get them. And you don't have any treasure magnet here. You have to physically go up to the cards, grab those cards in order to get them back. And then you've got him doing attacks like this where you have to break the cards too. Oh, man. There's one other boss that takes away your cards in this game, and we'll get to that with Riku, but that'll be later on. But it's still a major pain in the ass. Yeah, all the final bosses in Rechain of Memories, they are definitely pretty tough. Like, now that I've kind of, well, then again, I use Lethal Frame for Sora, so I'm not really going to have that for Riku's, but Riku has another attack that I'll be able to show off once we get to that. But the final bosses, and a couple others towards the end of Riku's, are really challenging. It honestly just depends on how fast your reaction time is. But yeah, this is just one of those boss fights where it's just like, it's really hard to try and get a good solid hit on him. Like, I'm literally at this point just mashing buttons because that's all I could do. That's literally all I could do. And then, like an idiot, I'm just standing there not dodge rolling out of the way. And I got Super Glide, which I didn't even use. There we go. Oof. Especially because when he uses the wind and he knocks you back all the way down, and then you have to like try and get all the way back up to him while he's throwing cards at you. But yeah, at this point, I'm just mashing the X button just to finish this fight off. Whatever I can do just to kick his ass. Oh, that was close. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the final boss for Sora's story. We are now at the ending cutscenes of Sora's journey through Castle Oblivion. We did it. We did it. We got through all 13 floors. We climbed all the way up. Marluxia has met his demise, and we will probably see him again in Kingdom Hearts 3, but one thing at a time here. And now we have sealed and locked the door. So that way that arena can never open up again, but as for Marluxia, he'll be back. It's Kingdom Hearts. He'll be back. But that's the end of him for this game.
You okay, Riku? Not Riku. I'm a fake. I can't remember why I was created or where or when. All that's inside of me is time with you and Namine.
I will say, though, now that I've uploaded my first new video yesterday, like adding all of these SHAREfactory features, the quality of my videos definitely look a lot better from live streaming, so I definitely like that. And I think that's just something I'm going to do just because they're shorter. It doesn't really kill me with adding in the commentary and talking for so long. And I like that my videos look better. And it's actually kind of fun messing around with all the transitions. I'm gonna try and do something unique for Riku's when I start playing Reverse/Rebirth.
Those feelings and memories are yours, and yours alone. They're special.
Sora, you're a good guy. I don't have to be real to see how real your feelings are. That's good enough.
Riku!
And Riku Replica decides not to do anything and just head on his merry way. But we'll see him again.
Can you put our memories back?
Yes. Not remembering something doesn't really mean that it's gone.
So now Namine is explaining to the trio that they still have all their old original memories, but she took apart the links with them and just kind of reorganized them. So they still have their memories, but in order for them to get all their old memories back, Sora has a choice. He has two choices, really. He can either keep the memories he has of the castle and just keep on moving forward, or he can go to sleep for a year, lose all of his memories of the castle, and retain his old ones.
So you can put them back together?
Yes, but first, I have to undo the chains of the memories I made on my own. After I've done that, I have to gather up the memories scattered across each of your hearts, and then reconnect them. It might take some time.
It's going to take a year. A year exactly. It's going to take a year for them to recuperate.
No, it will work, I'm sure. It's my turn to look after you.
All right. We all really trust you.
Oh, wait a second. You said you'd have to undo the links of the memories you made. But that means...
Yes. You won't be able to remember anything about what
Now, I know that a lot of, a good chunk of the fan base,
I'm sorry. It's the only way.
I don't know exactly how they felt about this, because even for me, growing up, I played, a lot of people, and here's something if you guys have never played a Kingdom Hearts game.
Sora.
A lot of people played the original game that came out in 2002, and then waited until 2006 when Kingdom Hearts 2 came out and jumped to that one. But Chain of Memories actually came out in 2004 for the Game Boy Advance.
Or keep
And a lot of people were really confused on what was going on,
give up the memories that
because it made no sense to them. But if you were like me and a couple other fans, you went to Chain of Memories before Kingdom Hearts 2. So now you know why Sora, Donald, and Goofy wake up where they are, and they just have no recollection of this whole thing. So it all makes sense. But then again, though, even though they lose their memories of this place, nothing is really confusing when you go into Kingdom Hearts 2 with them, because you're kind of in the same boat. You know, you, the player, remember what happened, but they don't. But they don't spend the entire game having Sora remember what happened in Castle Oblivion. He wakes up and he goes on this new adventure. So it really didn't matter. But if you skip Chain of Memories and went into Kingdom Hearts 2, you're probably going to be really confused and have a lot of questions. But I wasn't one of those people. Like I said, this is my favorite game series of all time. I was invested in every single game that came out, even though I was one of those people that bought every single system when these games originally came out. Sure, it was a little bit of a hassle, but I loved to see where the story went, and I wanted to be kept up in the loop. Even though Kingdom Hearts 2 still presented a lot of questions, it still made sense to me, and I still love the story. But you definitely had to at least play Chain of Memories before going into 2. But now you have to play that and 358 Days Over 2 in order to really kind of fully understand Kingdom Hearts 2.
Don't worry about that.
But we're not going to worry about that stuff right now because the next thing that we are going to be doing for this game is looking at Riku's story, which is Reverse/Rebirth. And like I said, I'm going to be cutting up a lot of content in that stream. It's going to be an entirely new, well, not stream, but videos. It's going to be an entirely new thing of videos of Riku's story throughout Chain of Memories and his time in Castle Oblivion. But the videos are going to be really condensed. There's not going to be pretty much any level grinding. It's just story, go into world, one battle within world, cut to story, cut to bosses, and then we move on to the next one. Because that's essentially it. There's really nothing else really to show. There's nothing really... I mean, there's some unique stuff to Riku's gameplay, but you guys are going to see that when I go over this for the video. But like I said before, Riku doesn't have... You can't customize his deck. He has a preset deck that each world gives him. So there's no customizing. It's just you get your cards, you go through the world, and that's essentially it. And there's going to be a lot of worlds where the cards you get are so stupid that that's the one thing I hate about his story. They give you some really bad cards in some of these worlds. But again, that's up to me to go and like level grind and do all this crazy stuff.
So the memory of our promise will always be inside me somewhere. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, it's a promise.
Good. Until later.
A promise. Huh. Sora, some of your memories links are deep in the shadows of your heart, and I won't be able to find them. But don't worry. You made another promise to someone who you could never replace. She is your light. The light within the darkness. Remember her, and all the memories lost in the shadows of your heart will come into the light.
Another promise.
Look at the good luck charm. I changed its shape when I changed your memory. But when you thought of her just once, it went back to the way it was.
And that is a wrap on Sora for Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, folks. Anybody? Okay. He's seeing Kingdom Hearts 2. Okay. First things first, I had to cut out the audio for the ending here because there is music in here, and I didn't want to get in trouble for copyright. So the audio from here on out to the ending has been cut, so that way I don't get in trouble. But right now, Sora is starting to remember all of his friends, including Kairi, the most important person of all, the person he loves the most. And all of his other friends. Sorry, I have like something in my shirt is like really itching my neck. And that is the end of Sora's journey in Chain of Memories. Holy crap. It has been a journey, guys. I mean, again, I have not played this game at all since I first got the HD bundle for PS4 because I don't replay this game often. Whenever I'm like replaying or going through all the games again, I'm literally going to the theater mode and watching all the cutscenes just because I don't like playing this game. But what do I think about it now? Now that I played it again, has my opinions changed on it? Do I think it's still, my least favorite? I have to say yes, just because, again, I don't mind the story. The story is still something really, really good. It's mysterious, there's a lot of questions, but it's still a great build-up to Kingdom Hearts 2, especially when we get to Riku's story. Riku's story is really good too, and his is a great lead-up to Kingdom Hearts 2. Everything is great leading up to the next game. It's just that the gameplay that supplements it, it just gets really tacky and boring. You're not really exploring any new worlds because you're only in designated rooms with the theme of those rooms matching the world you're in. And thankfully, this is the only Kingdom Hearts game where that happens, where after we complete Chain of Memories and I were to go on to something else, it's going to be way different and way better than what this game brought. But still, with the HD remake, it's absolutely beautiful. It's really great looking, especially for since this is a PlayStation 2 remaster. It looks great. The HD remix of it looks absolutely great. I love it to death. It looks good. It sounds good, even though there's still... I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but if you go back and watch any of my old videos with this game was rushed. And here's what I mean by that. If you look at any of the cutscenes and look at the character's mouth, their mouths aren't moving to the English dialogue. Yeah, their mouths are actually moving to the Japanese dialogue. Even though you hear English and you see English in the subtitles, the characters' mouths are moving in Japanese. So that's why it just sounds a little weird. But again, this is the only game that really does that. Every other game makes the mouths match the English dialogue. So that's good. But I will say this, though, to kind of just, shed some good things about this game. Replaying it was definitely fun for the channel. I had a great time doing the live stream, doing this. It was definitely fun, despite some of the issues I had and how I had to switch to this. I think this is going to be a lot better. But I was happy to look back on this game and play it again for you guys, because it is a game that I don't really like playing, but I still got some enjoyment out of it, and I know that you guys probably got some enjoyment out of it, and I'm happy for that. But I think at this point, now that I've beaten Sora's story, I'm really just ready to just finish Riku's story off as quickly as I can, because I don't like playing with this battle system, and that's why I just watch the cutscenes whenever I go back and replay all the games, because I don't like playing with it. But still, nevertheless, I had a really good time playing through this again, trying some new slights, and, just experimenting more. Because in my original game, I just kind of did everything I could as possible just to get from point A to point B. And like I said, my previous save file, because I saved over, which you'll see, I was like at level 49 when I beat the game. Now I was over level 60. I don't know how I did it beforehand, but then again, that was just me rushing. Alright, really quickly, we're going to get some cutscenes that kind of show what's going on after Sora's story, so I'm going to try and explain a little bit for you guys. Okay, so now we're back to the Destiny Islands. Everything seems to be peaceful. Kairi's looking down the distance, and she probably senses something of Sora, so that's probably that. Sophie's like, what the heck are you doing? We've got Riku Replica walking very sadly in the castle, when a mysterious figure... Oh, it's Axel. Oh yeah, Axel's alive. He extends his hand to him. And a mysterious boy walking in Twilight Town. By the way, that boy is like my second favorite character of the series. I love that character, despite what hate people give him. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap on Sora's story for Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. When I see you guys again, we will be playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories Reverse/Rebirth, and that is Riku's story. And like I said, it's going to be an entirely different new kind of gameplay setup, but you can expect the same thing. My videos are going to be shorter, they're going to be more condensed, but I'm still going to provide you guys with a lot of great entertainment. And as you guys can see here, Axel did mention that there is an organization, and we've already eliminated some of their members. We'll see what happens in Riku's version and see what happens later on in this. But thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to head out now. I got like a minute and so left of this playthrough before it cuts off. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you for Reverse/Rebirth. I'll see you guys next time.